Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 5, Episode 60. It is Friday morning, and you know what that means. Friday means almost forgetting to go to the office, but going to the office. No, actually, I didn't forget. I am heading to the office right now. We're going to check in. We're going to go upstairs. We're going to go out the back door, and then we're going to leave for the day. Today's going to be another longer day. Just recovered from Wednesday's overnight, but, we got to keep on going. So, I was actually thinking this morning when I was getting ready about something that happened on Wednesday. I was playing Blackjack at a table, and I'd never seen this dealer before. Of course, it was a shift that I really never play at. And I had just finished a shoe at max bet, and I was spreading 25 to 400. And I just finished a shoe, and I started the next shoe at a $50 bet. And then it was negative on the first hand. I went down to a $25 bet. And she said, you're just not feeling it anymore. And then she said something like, you just don't feel aggressive anymore. And I said, well, it's a brand new shoe, and you got to kind of feel it out and see if it's a good shoe or a bad shoe. And that's the kind of thinking that the average person has. Okay, the other shoe was good, and we were aggressive at the end of the shoe, and then it's a brand new shoe. Let's feel it out and see if it's a good shoe or a bad shoe. And it worked out, and she didn't care, and it made sense to her that, all the different things, the stupid things that don't mean anything, that everybody believes in. So I don't know why I brought that up. I was just getting ready, and it came to mind as something that happened, that I was, throughout that shoe, the count was going up and up and up, and I max bet the end of the shoe. In fact, like the last four hands were at max bet, and the next shoe started, and I'm like, well, what am I going to go to the 25? I might as well go, let's do 50 first, and then we'll go down to 25 if we need to. And if the count was positive, I was going to stay at 50. But anyway, this morning, a cold morning. I don't know when we're finally going to get past all the cold, but first week of April is usually kind of nasty. Even it's not until like the second, third week of April that things really calm down and the temperature really resets around here. But here's the craziness here. Sunday, it's going to be 74 for the high. Tuesday, it's going to be 28 for the high. What the heck is happening here? But for today, high is going to be 57 degrees. Right now, it's 41 degrees, and we are heading to the office. Let's check in, and then I'll catch up with you, and we'll go from there. All right, guys. Step one succeeded. Went to the office, got checked in, left the office, and now we are heading out for the day. First stop is in 120 miles. We're going to stop for fuel, even though we wouldn't need it yet, but it's also going to be right around the time that we have our team meeting. So we're going to check that out, take care of all that, and then we'll continue on from there, probably another 125, 130 miles to our first stop. So long way to go to our first stop, and it will be afternoon by the time we get there. But we're hoping for a good day today. Right now it's very cloudy, gloomy outside, but that doesn't matter because we're going to go in there. We're going to make some money today. I'll be back. So the other day, I noticed that my local casino is still working on updating the hand pay amount to $2,000, and they have been fixing it on some machines, but with some of the machines, they have been resetting the machine. Okay, big deal, MW. What's the big deal about resetting the machines? Well, the problem is a lot of them have something that's accumulating, for example, must-hit buys, and it's at $1,946, and it's almost in range, and it's going to hit by $2,000, and now they reset it, and it's back to $1,500. that is player money that was just stolen, and they are not considering that, and nobody cares about that, but that's money that they are stealing. And you can't tell me that, oh no, they took that into consideration. Baloney. They did not take it into consideration. I watched them. Nobody wrote down the number before and reset it, and all of a sudden they took that money and put it somewhere else. That did not happen. They do walk around every night and write down where jackpots are, but in this case, this had nothing to do with that. That money is gone forever. So I just wanted to say, and there's other things too that I don't talk about on here. Other people do because they're irresponsible, but I don't. And I'm noticing some machines, every single level is at reset, and it's like, what the hell, We've been waiting for months on some of these things to get into range, and now in 1 minute you reset everything, and now it's going to be many, many, many months on some of them, especially the higher denomination ones, for them to get back in range. So very troubling situation, and it's clearly theft. Whether they know that they're doing it or not, I don't know, but that money has just been stolen from the players, and we're not talking about dozens of dollars, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars in one casino that's not the biggest casino. So very unfortunate, but there's a lot of money missing, and no one's ever going to be held responsible for it. Just food for thought here. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back in this corrupt state that doesn't fix the roads, just keeps the construction out forever, and is still working on projects from COVID where they started building bridges, and they're still working on them. And even before that, they had projects that they were still working on that are not done. And driving down the road here, a big portion of the road is closed, and all there is barrels, but there is nobody working, and there hasn't been anybody working for a long time, but the road is still closed, and there's nothing wrong with the road, so whatever. So I'm actually in a little bit of a grumpy mood right now for a couple reasons. I stopped for my I got a little bit of gas because I didn't want to spend too much time getting gas. I had my team meeting starting and all that kind of stuff, so I've got a couple gallons that I know will get me to where I need to go. I didn't need fuel, but I want to be able to get to the casinos I'm going to and back to this area again to fuel up later on, because this is the best price. So I got just enough to do that, so if you can believe that. Team meeting, sat down behind a grocery store. I drove behind a grocery store in the shade to do the team meeting, and it's been so windy that the car is actually shaking when I'm in a parking lot. So the car was shaking. So when I heard the wind coming, I knew the car was going to shake. I had to kind of move my head a little bit, because if not, the entire screen shook. If I move my head, it looks like it was just me moving around instead of like, it's weird. It's just like when you're driving, you can tell someone's driving because they bounce, as they're driving. If you're doing a meeting while you're driving, you see the person jumping up and down. So, anyway, sat there doing that meeting, and it was supposed to be up to an hour long. 30 minutes into it, we were wrapping up, and then they started talking about all the baloney that they talk about. And I'm like, you guys have got to be kidding me. And the wind started kicking up even more, to the point where the back of the car started lifting up. Like, it lifted up like 6 inches. I'm like, am I going to flip over here? Is this wind this strong? I just checked the weather. There's actually a wind advisory. But anyway, we finally finished up, but not before we came back to the little fruit cup again. The guy is still upset about the little fruit cup, and still talking to the manager about, yeah, you talk a big game when you're not in the office. I ought to take a swing at you. Dude, you're a new employee. They're going to think that something's wrong with you, and they're going to fire you because you're unstable. Come on, you can't be talking about swinging on your manager. I don't care if you're joking or not, but whatever. Sensitive people. I'm just thinking, I'm giggling because I'm thinking back to when I was a kid, how those sensitive people were treated, and how it's a whole different world right now. And you wouldn't be very sensitive for very long in my world, where I grew up, because you'd get your butt beat so bad that you would either shut up and not be sensitive, or you would toughen up. I don't know. Anyway, so finish that up. During the meeting, I started an online session of gambling, actually, and it wasn't going well. So I'm losing like a lot of money while I'm in the parking lot, and I had to rebuy twice, and eventually got back to even, but it was looking really, really rough while I was in the parking lot. So I'm trying to keep it together in the parking lot, putting up with all this stupid chatter while I'm losing money, while it's windy. All this stuff is happening all at the same time, and luckily everything turned out okay. I left there, and I just got a message, 30% oil life left on this car, which, as you know, is my rental car, which was a brand new car. Only had 700 miles on it when I got it, and here we are. It needs an oil change already, and I haven't. That's crazy. I've driven it that far. So we're at 9,000 miles, by the way, in case you were keeping track. Anyway, finished up the team meeting, started driving, and got caught up on the gambling stuff. Then some other stuff happened. I had to get away from it, so I haven't cashed out yet, but I'll go back to that in a little while and get that money cashed out, and it'll be back in my account in no time. So that's one thing I like about that site. As little as 10 hours, and I have my money. So, all right, guys. Still continuing on. At this point, I'm only 32 miles from my first destination, and hopefully it's going to be a good one. There's been a lot of fireworks already today, lots of ups and downs, going to work, losing money, winning money, windy, team meeting, aggravation, back and forth, and it's going to be a good one. I feel it. I feel like it's going to be a good day today. So, all right, I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. It is 2.5 hours later. Not much has happened, honestly. Played some slots. Had a couple, like 3 plays I played with someone else, and overall we ended up down $22. And then played on my own, made some money. Then overall on the slots ended up ahead $53. Played for a side bet on Blackjack, and the shoe was negative the entire time, and ended up playing for about half an hour on that table, and ended the session down $7.50, so call it $8. So overall we're ahead like $45 at that stop, and we were there for a long time, really. Not very happy about it. Had an opportunity potentially to play in the high limit, and then that one didn't work out. So really didn't really have much opportunity. So right now what we're going to do, I think what we're going to do is we're going to head to another casino, see what we can do over there. It's going to be mainly slots there, but there might be some potential for table games. We'll see, and we'll see what happens. But overall, a lot of walking. Like, let me see, in there about 4,000 steps, and so I mean, for every 100 steps I made, what is that, but I made a penny a step when I was in there, so that's not good. Right now the weather is actually getting worse. It's still windy, maybe a little bit less windy than it was, but now it's raining as well. So now it's raining, temperatures in the 40s, and it's windy. All the traffic lights are sideways from the wind, but it was really much worse earlier. I mean, I really worried that even with me in the car was going to be picked up at one point. It was so bad. So anyway, yeah, I know, kind of a boring one so far here. Hopefully something picks up in the next place. Alright guys, I am back. Almost got killed here a second ago. Driving down the highway, and this guy cuts me off so bad I had to slam on the brakes just to not hit him. I mean, I'm doing like 80 something on the highway. He's doing over 100, and clearly trying to get into a spot that his car is not going to fit in. And luckily I saw him and slowed down enough. stupid, really. I remember one time I was driving to Rhode Island for something and got into the New York area, and there were two cars. We were like in the middle lane. Two cars, one on either side of us, fly by us over 100 miles an hour. And then about a half hour later, there was a big backup of cars. And when we got to the front of that backup, both of those cars were upside down on the highway. So I don't know what happened there, but I got some crazy stories about driving, man. Crazy stories. Anyway, let's get back to gambling. I go into this casino, and there's a good play, but there's a guy on there, and he's slow playing it, taking forever. And I know he's going to go all the way with it. I don't know for 100% sure, but it's worth about 200 units. But he was there for a long time. It didn't look like he was ever going to get up, so I ended up walking away. Found a couple other things and played those. Had a few ups and downs, but overall ended up doing okay, and ended up leaving ahead $285. So plus 285 there. I feel a little bit better. And unfortunately, I should have left the area over an hour ago. My wife called me and said, "Are we going to dinner tonight?" And I'm like, I don't think so. I'm pretty far away, but we still might. Right now she's gonna go look at countertops by herself, because whenever I'm home, the place is closed, and she's just gonna make a decision on her own. We've been living with no countertops for a month now, but luckily we put some wood there, and it looks good. It fits well, and even the sink fits in it perfectly. So we haven't really been without, but we don't have any countertops. But yeah, so overall, we're not really making any money yet, but we are heading toward home, and there are other places that we can stop. So let's hit at least one of them right now. Not right now, in like an hour and a half, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, just finished my online play and ended up ahead about $55. So nothing great, but we were down a lot and came back, and I just cashed it out, so it should be in my account by morning. And we are just pulling up to our next casino, looking at mainly slots here. I think they would be very, very, very upset with me if I played any kind of table games here. It's not even a guarantee that I can get in to play slots, so we'll see what happens. Let's get in there first. Luckily, we still have the rental car and the license plate on that, so if anything happens, I could always just switch rental cars, just say I don't like this one or whatever, and be right back here. So let's see what happens going in. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back, and actually heard some news while I was in there, which is interesting because no one's supposed to know I'm in there, but yet people came up to me. I walked in, walking around, not finding much, found a couple small plays. I was down maybe $10 or so, going around to the other side. Now there's a whole area that I can't even walk to, because that whole area and a lot of the dealers, not all of them, but some of the dealers, I don't want to say a lot, I would say 6 of the dealers and maybe 2 of the pit bosses know me, and they would never let them deal to me. And since I've already been backed off there twice, 4 table games, and both times I wasn't even playing table games, I didn't want to go that direction, so I was only limited to about 2/3 of the casino. Luckily, all the table games got moved to a far off corner that I don't really need to visit. There's only a couple machines over there that I would look at, so I don't think I've ever really gotten anything important from them. So I'm down a little bit, and I go around to an area, and I hear my name, and I look over, and it's the guy that was in the hospital, that was in the bus, that got hit by a car running away from the police. 1 second. You remember that? Then he got evicted, and he was walking around the casino for like a week without sleeping, in his hospital slippers and all that. It was crazy. Well, I said, what happened to me? They kicked me out, came back a couple times, no issues, then they kicked me out again. He's like, yeah, I heard. He said, when you got kicked out, 2 days later, I got kicked out, is what he said. I'm like, well, what are you doing here? I have no idea. He just walked back in and they didn't say anything. So, and he was like, talk about a fixture there. He was almost never not there. Morning, noon, and night. As soon as he would wake up, he would come in there. And this guy, he even told me he doesn't like food. He's super skinny. He doesn't like the taste of food. So he gets up and walks in there, and he's there all day, coffee, basically, and if someone will give him something for free. And he'll bum a couple dollars off people, and he'll play 1, 2, 5 cents. No, not a line. 1, 2, or 5 cents a spin. Like, he knows these machines that have these very, very low amounts that you can bet, and that's what he plays, and he's there all day. And he said, well, you know who died? I said, who died? And he told me the guy that had the cancer that I had mentioned in the past died in January, which terrible. He was an extremely nice guy, really good guy, and I hate to see that he died. But if you remember back around episode 40 or so, it sticks out in my head. No, I'd say 36. I bet you it's 36 or 37, maybe 37 I'm thinking. I don't know how I remember these things, man, but check me on it. Around episode 37, I met the guy at the one casino where my friend, I had to drop him off at his car, and then we had food there. The food was free, but they still brought the receipt. You remember that? And we saw a guy that lived in the middle of an area where he'd go to 3 different casinos. He lived right in the middle of those 3 casinos. Well, when I saw him, 2-3 weeks ago, he never even mentioned it. So I'm actually kind of upset with him that he didn't even mention it. But it's unfortunate because the guy was a nice guy. And then I got a little stubborn, and I thought this might be my last stop. And I thought, of all places, I don't want to be down in this place. So I'm down $10 about, and I keep on looking, and I'm kind of dodging people, but kind of not. I'm staying in my area, but like there'll be 4 or 5 security guards walking together, and I'm like, who are they looking for? Right? But no problem. And I find another play, and I play it through, and I lose like another $10. Play another play, and I'm right around even on that one, but I'm down about 20-something dollars, 21 I think. And then finally I take a shot at one. It's a low denomination, but it's borderline, and it actually pays pretty well. It pays me about $40, and I end up leaving slightly ahead, plus $7. So plus $7, and not the greatest, but whatever. That's another step. We're back in there. They're not backing us off. No one said anything to us. Facial recognition didn't get us. Now, while I was in there, I was actually searching around for a player card, because I want one of the higher player cards, because I want to park in the VIP lot. And although my card, which is going to expire soon because I stopped playing on it about 6 months ago, but my player card is high enough. I always use someone else's player card. So when they backed me off, they didn't know my name. And in the system, it doesn't show that I'm backed off. It actually had someone look, and it doesn't show that I'm backed off here. So it shows that I don't do very well with my value to the casino, because I use all their free play and I never play anything else. And when I do, I win big. So whatever. I'm not here to give them value. I'm here to get value. So anyway, right now it's raining. I got a text message from the electric company that they're working hard to restore power in my area. I called my wife. She said part of the power is working, part of it isn't. So I'm not sure. I think we have power, but maybe I have someone working on the bathroom right now. Maybe they put some of it off to work on some things. So I don't know. I told her to check with him and have him double check the breaker box and see if there's anything flipped there. So right now we're going to head toward home and decide what to do next, and I'll be back. It's a little bit windy out here. I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to see a semi flip over. luckily I was far enough away from that guy because my door swung wide open there. There's got to be 65-mile-an-hour winds out there. I'll check the Weather Channel, but it is pretty bad out there. All right, continuing on. I'll be back. Just stop for some fuel. See? I told you. See, first truck flipped on its side. The entire semi on its side. And you can see the tracks on the highway where it tried to recover and then flipped over right into the median. Crazy wind out there. Continuing our driving. I'll be back. I told you again. Another one flipped over. I got pictures of these too, and I'll probably post them too, but 2 trucks flipped over into the median already, and those 2 were probably only 6 or 7 miles apart. 2 of them already, and we still got about 100 miles to go here, so I'll be back. I told you again. Another one, guys. This one, it was not on it. Well, it could have been on its side, but it's completely sideways on the highway. Every lane of the highway was blocked going the other direction, and I don't know if it had fallen over or not because there was a tow truck that may have flipped it back up, but that's 3 of them in 10 miles. 3 semis either flipped or sideways on the road in 10 miles, and like I said, still a long way to go. All right, guys, about 5 minutes later, and I'm still on the highway, and you don't hear the highway in the background because I'm going 7 miles an hour, because there must be some other accident up here. This one must be on my side of the road instead of the other side. And so we'll see what happens here, but it looks like another rough one here. I've already seen a lot of fallen trees as well. All of them were dead trees, I think. You can't really tell because none of them have any leaves anyway right now, except the pine trees and stuff. So, yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on up here, but we're down to 2 lanes, and I see a lot of people moving over to my lane, so maybe we'll be down to 1 lane here in a minute. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. So I never did figure out what it was that had traffic stopped. I'm thinking, well, it could have been an accident, but it could have been a tree, because right around that area I saw about 50 trees down, none in the road, but I saw some debris in the road and a piece of metal, small piece of metal. I don't know what it was, but so it could have been a tree, could have been an accident or something, but we are beyond this right now, and as I'm looking, I'm seeing more and more trees down. That's crazy. It really is crazy. My wife said that there was other trees down in our neighborhood. My brother sent me a text message with a picture, tree down in his neighborhood, so all kinds of stuff going on. But hopefully no more. We're still pretty far away from home here. Hopefully no more problems and we get home safe. I was saying about the trucks being down, but I don't want anybody to be hurt, of course. I want everybody to be safe, no accidents or anything like that. I say as traffic is slowing down in front of me again, and I'm wondering what's happening here. While we're waiting to see, let's do some segments. What did you eat today, MW? Not much. I had 1 piece of pizza today, and I had some soda. That's about it. I've already gone through all my stuff from the dollar store, all the sunflower seeds and all that kind of stuff, so all that's gone. I'll have to swing by there this weekend, as I still have the rental car with over 9,000 miles on the rental car total now, so over 8,000 that I put on there. And I see 2 trucks pulled over, but that's about it. So alright, we're going to be okay. So what I eat, the piece of pizza, I give it an 8 on a scale of 2 through 8. And what did you tip today, MW? So, I don't know how clear I was earlier. I was playing for a bonus earlier. That didn't work out. And then did I play another session? I don't even remember. I don't think so. So I ended up tipping $0. And what did you learn today, MW? For one thing, I learned about some of the plumbing in my house. I've known for a long time needs a lot of work. There's a lot of copper piping in there that needs to be removed. But also had someone come over and look at the toilet today. It was leaking into the basement a little bit, and looks like some of that wood's going to have to be replaced eventually, which is not going to be now, because that would mean removing tile, putting in new floor. That's going to be a big project, but it was reinforced today, so that's good. And I'm pretty sure I could reinforce it from the basement as well. Just put some 2x10s or something like that underneath it and screw it in real good. That should be good enough anyway. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up for now. We'll catch up on Sunday as we're getting closer and closer now to our Vegas trip. It's only 12 days away. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time. All right. Hold it. Don't go away yet. It's not over. Two more trucks within 300 feet of each other rolled over on their side. I've got to post this. I will put it on YouTube tonight. I'll put a lot of these pictures up tonight, and who knows if there's going to be any more. But now we've got a total of 6. Well, 5 trucks confirmed and 1 unconfirmed. We didn't know what it was, but at least 5 overturned vehicles within 20 minutes or 20 miles, more than 20 minutes, because I was stuck in traffic for a long time. And just a warning here, traffic is slowing down again in front of me. I'll be back maybe. Otherwise, see you next time.